Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friends You Can Keep podcast.
Why did it look like you forgot how to open a soda can?
Why?
You picked it up and looked at it like...
No, I had it because of the mic. I wanted it closer to the
Oh.
microphone.
Your face looked like...
Because we don't have the mic here anymore. We just have these. I did think about bringing, because like I said, when I recorded with Ryan and Andrew, I do know how to have both Yetis. But I think in this setup, it's not really needed.
Yeah, probably not.
Once we go to dual cameras and we're like across from each other again, we could each have our own microphone. But whatever. We're going to jump right in a second and get to this week we are taking personality quizzes. But I did share there were two lines from, so I watched Tombstone today. Might be one of my new favorite movies.
Wait, just today? I thought you watched it yesterday.
No, today.
When?
I started it this morning when you were at the grocery store and finished it when you and Tony were playing outside and Robin was sleeping.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it is one of my new favorite movies. But there are two lines that I wanted to share with you. I have them saved here. Hold on a second. So there's a scene. For those of you that aren't aware of it, Kurt Russell plays Wyatt Earp. Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday. They're like two. It's a Western movie. Those are real people, in case you weren't aware of that. And Wyatt Earp was a U.S. Marshal, I think, at one point. He was a sheriff at one point. Like, he was a lawman, essentially. And Doc Holliday was a gambler and an alcoholic and a thief who also had tuberculosis.
Sure.
Val Kilmer is profusely sweating the entire movie. Both because he is playing a man with tuberculosis and because they shot it. Well, it's based in Arizona. I don't know if they shot it in Arizona, but that's where it's based. And they had to wear period accurate clothing.
Oh, so he was so hot?
And the thermometers on set said it got up to like 135 degrees and they're wearing wool suits.
Oh my gosh.
So Val Kilmer is just
brutal,
pouring with sweat the whole movie. But anyways, there's an opening scene where Billy Bob Thornton is in a casino being a total asshole. And the bartender tells Kurt Russell, like, oh, he came in here a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, whatever it is, and ran out all the good customers, and like he's just a dick. So Kurt Russell goes over to him, and the whole name of the game is just him intimidating the guy to get him to leave. Well, Billy Bob Thornton tells him like he's not afraid of him. He then puts his hand on his gun. There are two lines that Kurt Russell says to him that were not supposed to be funny, but made me laugh. The first one is, because it's Billy Bob Thornton, like, I'm not afraid of you, but then is like visibly afraid of Kurt Russell, hesitating to pull his gun out. Skin that spoke wagon and see what happens, is the first thing he says.
What does that even mean?
Because your gun is in a holster. So skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. So it's basically, pull your gun on me and I'm going to shoot you and you're going to die. Like, I'm going to kill you. Because I'm a better gunsman than you. I'm a better gunslinger than you are.
Okay.
There is a little bit more banter, more hesitation. To which Kurt Russell then says to him, jerk that pistol and go to work.
What? What is...
But nothing brought me more joy than skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
I'm just going to start saying that to people. That's like the old-timey equivalent of fuck around and find out.
I was going to say, I kind of want a pillow that on one side says fuck around and find out and the other side says skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Where it says like then,
but you have to have like, you would have to have fuck around and find out written in like modern font.
Yeah.
Almost even like graffiti almost. Whereas then skin that smoke wagon and see what happens
is like
would have to be written in like old timey.
Yeah, where like
ye old pub font.
The skin,
the old English
skin is like the big beginning of the chapter.
The old English font.
Yeah.
That is what it would have to be. But I heard that line and I was like, that's fucking... I left the note open in case there was more. There wasn't a lot more lines throughout the movie, but those two like really stood out to me, which is weird because, like I said, the standout line from that movie is Val Kilmer saying to, I forget the guy's name, but he says it twice, and it's "I'm your Huckleberry." I don't know what that means, but he says it to him twice. I'm actually now going to look up what that means because that's going to bother me. But I'm like, how has no one? I've seen a lot of talk about this movie. How has no one ever talked about skin that smoke wagon and see? It's such a good line.
Is "I'm your Huckleberry" like a time?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to look up. What does "I'm your Huckleberry" mean? "I'm Your Huckleberry," a memoir. It's the name of Val Kilmer's book.
Oh.
"I'm your Huckleberry" means I'm the one for the job.
Oh, okay.
Made popular by the 1993 movie Tombstone.
So it's like "I'm your man."
Is classic Western lingo is a way. This classic Western lingo is a way to say "I've got you covered" or "I'm the right person for the job." Okay. So the first time he says it, I'm pretty sure they're talking about like killing the guy, or like somebody killing who he's talking to, and "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Yeah.
So it's essentially like I'll be the man to kill you. And then when he does kill him later in the movie, he like comes through the trees. And it's "I'm your Huckleberry," and then he like. I didn't watch it when Tony was in the room because I'm like, I don't know how graphic this movie's going to get. Thankfully, I didn't. There's not a ton of graphic scenes. There's a lot of gun violence, obviously. But when he kills that guy, he like shoots him in the head. And it's not a modern movie. So like the whole side of his face isn't gone. Like it's just a hole with blood coming out of it. But the guy, like they both pulled on each other and Val Kilmer shot him. And I guess because it's so far over here, like he doesn't die immediately. But I also don't know, like, are modern movies lying that if you shoot someone in the head, they're dead immediately? I don't know. But he's like stumbling towards Val Kilmer, and Val Kilmer is backing up, but he's like goading him towards him. And the guy shoots he's got his gun down here because he never was even able to get it up, and he shoots it like into the ground. And then he dies.
Weird.
Also, that movie did get correct because Bill Paxton? Yeah, Bill Paxton's character dies, and Val Kilmer dies in that movie. And both those people die with their eyes and their mouth open. Because that is the accurate way to show someone dying on screen. Yeah. Learned that from the History of Horror on AMC. I think we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, we did.
Because Tom Savini was in war and said, like, I hate when movies have people die, and they're like, ugh, like that's not how someone dies. Like I've seen someone die in real life, and your eyes stay open and your mouth is open. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Like, thank you, like, thank you for all that.
This was so intense.
So much imagery. Thank you.
But anyways, now that I've shared my funny, hilarious, old timey fuck around and find out line. I looked up, so for full context, we did record an episode for this last night. We got to the end of the quiz, and you had to pay for the results.
Yeah, and it was like a weird amount of money.
Yeah, and we're not doing that. I was just going to leave the episode up as just like a lesson of like, we fucked up.
Right.
If you're doing a podcast, do your research more. But today I went on and looked, and we had time to record a new one. So I figured we'll just record a new one. So I found a list of a whole bunch. We might do more than one. Depends on how long it takes us to get through this one. I don't know. But this one is called 16 Personalities. And you have them up, correct?
Yeah. So we're going to try to guess.
So Kelly's going to read off what the options are for you to get. And then she will guess mine and herself, and I will guess hers and myself. We will not reveal them. We will write them on the whiteboards, flip them over, and at the end of the quiz, let me move this. At the end of the quiz, we will reveal who was correct and who was incorrect.
So these are the 16 from this. These are the results you can get from this quiz. So, and it's the same as the other one where it has like some little description.
Yeah.
So the first one is an analyst, imaginative and strategic thinker with a plan for everything. Logician, innovative inventors with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Commander, bold, imaginative, strong-willed leaders always finding a way or making one. Debater, smart and curious thinkers who cannot resist an intellectual challenge. Diplomat, quiet and mystical yet very inspiring and tireless idealist. Mediator, poetic, kind, altruistic people always eager to help a good cause. Protagonist, charismatic and inspiring leaders able to mesmerize their listeners. Campaigner, enthusiastic, creative, sociable, free spirits who can always find a reason to smile. Sentinels, practical and fact-minded individuals whose reliability cannot be doubted. Defender, very dedicated and warm protectors always ready to defend their loved ones. Executive, excellent administrators unsurpassed at managing things. Consul, extraordinarily caring, social, and popular people always eager to help. Explorer, bold and practical experimenters, masters of all kinds of tools. Adventurer, flexible and charming artists always ready to explore and experience something new. Entrepreneur, smart, energetic, and very perceptive people who enjoy living on the edge. Entertainer, spontaneous, energetic, and enthusiastic people. Life is never boring. Is that the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Yeah, I guess it was.
I thought it was probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through them again on my phone because there were so many options. And you only get just one? Did we determine that? This is one of those where you only get like one answer?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, so it's broken down into analysts, diplomats, sentinels, or explorers, and then there's 4 types in each one.
Yeah. This is tough. I'm going to write more than one option for myself.
Yeah. Reliability. So, do you want to put 2 for each? Like,
yeah, we could.
these are.
It's tough for me to pick what I think yours is going to be.
I know, it's hard.
Like, I had 2 for myself that I kind of thought maybe, but I don't know.
Okay.
I need one more for you.
Well, I mean, you don't have to put more than one.
I might, just to have my options.
So I will flip mine over. Got my test ready to go. And I think it's yeah, so you have like agree to disagree. So there's like agree, neutral,
Yeah.
disagree. Because I took the quiz just lying all the way down just to make sure we got an answer. And that you got your result and that it was free.
Okay. I don't know that I'm happy with mine.
Well,
but doesn't matter.
This one will be interesting because it is like your options are hard to pick. So like clearly the questions are really gonna like they're not just like, well, they were vague, but they were all so different where it wasn't like I could be any one of these. Like,
So I started mine.
okay, I started mine. I don't think it's timed.
No, it's not. You regularly make new friends. It's the first question. I put disagree.
All the way?
Yes.
I put one above neutral.
I couldn't tell you the last time I made a new friend. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones.
I went in the middle.
I would agree with that. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Agree.
I put one above disagree.
Yeah. Preach.
Only because like I don't
Preach. You don't need to explain yourself. Preach.
I don't do that.
Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. I put one below agree. Like fully agree.
Oh, I'm gonna put one above neutral. Just because I'd like them to be, but they're not.
Towards the disagree side?
No.
Oh. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
I put one above disagree.
Excuse
I mean one below neutral. I got mixed up.
Even under a lot of pressure. I will put one above neutral. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting.
I put one below disagree.
You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. I will put... I put one below neutral. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. I went sole neutral on that one because it depends on the task.
I put one above.
Most of the time I like to get it done long before, but it depends on the thing. You are very sentimental.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I put one below agree.
Yeah, me too.
You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists.
All the way.
Yeah, I put one above neutral. More lists than schedules for me.
Yeah.
Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge.
Yeah, I put one below agree.
So did I.
One below fully agree.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
One below fully agree.
I will put neutral. You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works.
I put one above neutral.
I put one below disagree.
Oh.
You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart.
Neutral.
Yeah. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all.
No.
Yeah, I put one below disagree. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Rarely worry? Disagree.
Yeah, I put one above disagree.
You enjoy participating in team-based activities.
Yeah. One above neutral. I don't love it, but
yeah, I
do enjoy it.
I did the middle of agree. One below agree. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches.
I put neutral.
You consider it part of your personal mission to help others achieve their goals.
I put neutral there too.
You consider it part of your personal
Yeah.
mission to help others achieve
Like I don't
their
feel like that's my
goals.
mission. I feel like sometimes it's part of what it just happens. But like my goal isn't to help people achieve their goals.
Yeah. I think I will also put neutral because in my mind I'm like, if I'm part of it, then yes.
Yeah.
But like I'm not thinking that for strangers or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I'm not right.
if I were to work somewhere, like people I work like I'm not, so I'll put neutral for that. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. I put one below disagree.
I put one above neutral.
You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
Neutral.
One below agree. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones.
No.
Neutral. Depends on the day.
I went more toward a disagree.
You tend to find art museums boring.
No, I don't.
Disagree. You believe relying more on rationality and less on feelings would improve the world.
No.
Relying more on rationality and less on feelings. Yeah, I'm going to put one below disagree. You prefer to do chores before allowing yourself to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. When making decisions, you focus more on logic than how others might feel about your actions. I put one below agree on that one.
Yeah.
You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings.
No.
Agree. Your mood can change very quickly.
I put one above neutral because
Yeah.
I think it does, but it's not constant.
Yeah.
Like it can.
You find it challenging to relate to people who are primarily guided by their emotions.
No.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
No.
You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas.
Sometimes. Neutral.
Yeah.
With the right crowd, I do.
You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Usually.
I've found in the past couple of years that is more true for me than I thought it used to be. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
No.
Yeah, I put one below neutral. You consider yourself very empathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. I like schedules, but I find them difficult to follow sometimes.
But a work schedule?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, not like my clock in, clock out.
Well, that's what I looked at it as, because like that's work. Outside of that,
But
you're not working.
No, but like what I do scheduled during my work day, like how I set up my work day to get things done.
You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Disagree. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. How the fuck would I know that?
Well, what you think. I think so.
Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing? I put one below.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you're like shy, but I don't think outgoing would be my first.
You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. Agree.
Yeah, I put.
You find it much easier to offer practical solutions than emotional support.
I'm gonna put neutral because sometimes yes.
I'm gonna do one below neutral. You like to have a to-do list for each day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Neutral. You rarely feel insecure. Disagree.
Yeah.
You avoid making phone calls.
All the way. I'll do anything else before I pick up the phone.
I will do one below agree.
I will make the phone call if that's my only option. But
You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints.
Neutral.
One below agree. You look forward to meeting new people and easily connect with them. Yeah, I would agree with that. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
But yeah.
Yeah. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, probably. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
No. What?
Rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning
I think
of
it's like the
life.
existential question. Like you never think about like
But I'm
the
not.
meaning of life. It doesn't necessarily have like a.
So I think I'm going to say one down from agree because I think about that in terms of myself, but I don't think about that in terms of like, why are we all here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your emotions control you more than you control them.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
You take great care not to embarrass others, even when it is their fault.
Absolutely.
Great care not to embarrass others, even when it is
So like
their
if someone
fault.
does something.
Yeah, I just had to I had to process it for a second. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts.
No.
I put one above agree. No. No, now that I'm thinking about it more, it's not. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you.
No.
You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
No.
You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
No.
You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places. Disagree.
No, I kind of like both though. I'm gonna put neutral because I feel like there's a time and a place for both.
Disagree. I am 100% the meme of the person at the party with the DJ and it's, do you take requests? Yeah. And they hand him $1 and it's like, can you turn it down?
But like I think there's a time and a place for like the bustling and the quiet. Like there's times that I like.
You
both.
feel bad when you cannot afford to respond to a charity appeal.
No.
I put one above neutral for that. You often feel overwhelmed.
Not often.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps.
No, not necessarily.
You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps.
No, I like the steps.
I put neutral because it depends on the task.
I like even if I have to come up with them myself, I like the here's what you 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. You are willing to give up a good opportunity if you believe someone else needs it more.
I put more towards agree. I was gonna put neutral, but that's not necessarily true.
You struggle with deadlines.
No.
You feel confident that things will work out for you.
Usually. Oh, and then you have to do your gender.
Well, this is just for your avatar in the results screen.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
What's the next button?
Well.
So should we reveal this first and then, or how you want to do it?
Yeah, we could do this first.
So what did you get?
Protagonist. Inspiring, optimist, readily taking action to do what they feel is right.
I got advocate.
Oh.
Quiet visionaries often serving as inspiring and tireless idealists.
And if you hit next, I am 66% extroverted.
I am 61% introverted.
Ah! Whoa. readily enjoy group activities and value social interaction. They tend to be outwardly enthusiastic and express their excitement.
I
Yes.
am 68% intuitive if you go to the mind
I
thing
am
on this next one.
52% intuitive.
Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. That tracks.
What are you for nature?
I am 70% feeling.
I'm 57% feeling, 43% thinking.
Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation.
Tactics.
I am 81% judging.
72% judging.
Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. Identity. Go ahead.
I am 58% turbulent.
I am 79% turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Holy shit, that tracks. Yeah, I don't need the email at the end there.
I'm a protagonist. What were you? An advocate?
I was an advocate.
Oh, I said defender or debater.
I did architect or defender for you. I almost put protagonist. If I would have had to put 3, I would have put protagonist for you.
I put consul or campaigner for me.
I put advocate for me.
And you got advocate?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! So somebody got it right.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it goes in.
Insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic, and creative. Those are my strengths.
My strengths are receptive, reliable, passionate, altruistic, charismatic. My weaknesses are I am unrealistic, overly idealistic, condescending, intense, and overly empathetic.
My weaknesses are sensitive to criticism, reluctant to open up, perfectionistic, avoiding the ordinary, prone to burnout.
Romantic relationships.
Holy shit. That all tracks. Love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Nelson Mandela said that.
Uh-oh. Protagonists believe their soulmates are out there and they won't give up until they find them. Their personalities rarely settle for anything that falls short of their ideals, and their romantic relationships are no exception.
Why was that? Uh-oh.
Because I don't, the whole soulmates idea. I thought it was going to say, like, more, like.
I thought this was going to say, like, who you're compatible with.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
People with the INFJ personality type, advocates, look for depth and meaning in their relationships, and their romantic relationships are no different. This is the type known for having a vibrant, vivid imagination, but few INFJs can imagine themselves settling for a match founded on anything less than true love. Some people might think they're too choosy, and it's true. People of this personality type are too choosy, and it's true that their personality type can be prone to unrealistic expectations. In fact, when they're single, they tend to construct their ideal partner in their mind, and they might be tempted to hold out for this perfect partner or relationship when in reality that perfect match just doesn't exist. Friendship. The most I can do for my friend is simply be his friend. Henry David Thoreau.
Where are you getting those?
They're right at the top. right under the header of friendships. It's a quote.
Mine don't have that.
Well, it's probably because yours is like, your personality type was like, I'm a hard ass. And mine was like, you're a creative person. So here's quotes from inspiring people. Rarely settle for shallow, superficial friendships. When it comes to social fulfillment, they aren't satisfied by casual interactions with colleagues or classmates. They crave authentic, meaningful friendships. Friendships that allow them to share their dreams, bare their soul, and feel understood and accepted for who they are. If that's not the truth, I don't know what is, because I overshare immediately upon being
Okay,
someone's
here's one.
friend.
Parenthood. Mine is just like, oh, friendships are so important.
My instinct is to protect my children from pain, but adversity is often the thing that gives us character and backbone. Nicole Kidman.
Oh,
As parents, people with the advocate personality type have a clear vision for what matters to them, raising their children to be independent, all around good people. They take their responsibility seriously, and if these personalities become parents, they think deeply about how they can shape their children's lives and experiences in a positive way.
mine sees it as their mission to help their children grow into their best, kindest, most capable selves.
Idealistically inclined, INFJ parents have a deep desire to instill a sense of humanitarian values in their children. They yearn to raise emotionally intelligent, compassionate individuals who can contribute to the greater good. Yeah, that all tracks. That's kind of scary how much.
Like
that
all parents, these types occasionally pull rank and tell their children to do something because I said so. In their heart of hearts, however, ENFJs want to make sure that their children do the right thing out of understanding, not obedience.
I wasn't.
ENFJ parents behave strictly. They do so out of love.
I was not sure what to expect from this, on like how accurate the results were going to be. Thinking just like, oh, whatever. But oh, here's that Enneagram one that we did yesterday.
Yeah, but that one's not free.
But it's a different one.
But I only checked if this one was.
No, I'm aware of that,
fully
but I'm
free.
saying like this is a different one because what I looked up was like fully free ones. Learning about how you're motivated and how you impacts your relationships. Getting a new perspective on how others see you and how you see yourself. That's what the quizzes do. That's my point. Figuring out how well you analyze and interpret other people's emotions and a vital component of strong emotional intelligence. Learning your personality strengths and how you prioritize them. That's what these quizzes are best for, is what I'm reading. Where was the other one? Learning how others perceive you or how they might misinterpret your behaviors and finding out what you value most. So it's a very similar.
Yeah, I think
That's
all.
the same one as the first one we just took.
I think they're sort of all like a variation of that, though.
Yeah, they're all. Well, these two are based in like the Myers-Briggs test, whereas some of the other ones, like this one's the test color, best for finding out the ratio of extroverted to introverted you are, plus getting short descriptions of the qualities that most characterize your personality.
Which this one did that. Because it did the introverted, extroverted.
Yeah.
Judgmental, whatever they were.
It's incredibly quick and easy, taking roughly 5 minutes to complete. Cons. The results are relatively vague and general.
I mean, they're all sort of that fully, but they're all a bit vague.
Yeah.
It's not the same as like a horoscope, but in that idea of it's true if you want it to be true, sort of a thing. Because depending on how you answered the questions, like ones like this, your answers could change, and then like so your personality could sort of fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah.
Or it would be interesting to see if you took it like a few times in a month, different times of day, to see like if your answers would change based on like, because I'm sure everybody's got like a few different
I'm
like
sure.
predominant personalities. Not to say like everyone's like got multiple personalities, but like you have several different dominant traits.
Yeah.
That's sort of like, oh, well, at this time, this one's more prevalent. Like it just sort of like maybe fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah. I was really not I didn't know what I was going to expect from the end of that test.
I wasn't really expecting anything.
Well, more like in the how accurate or inaccurate I felt the results were kind of thing. Like when you take a BuzzFeed quiz you go in like, this is not going to be accurate. And it's usually not.
But like, something like that.
We're going to tell you how old you are, and you take it, and it's like, you're 56. And it's like, way off.
Yeah. I mean, my like predictions were way wrong, but like reading the information then that came with the result, like, and the other thing is like, there's no negative answer.
So I guess I won. Is the point of this? Because I guessed right for myself, and I nearly guessed right for you. Because this was also, if you look, it was the first one I wrote down, not my second option, my first option.
It was more so just to see, like, if you had to guess based on, like, the description that you had, like, what do you think, just based on those words, you would be? But I wouldn't use that for
I think it would
anything
be fun.
other than just, like, personal growth kind of a thing. Like, you know, if you're curious and you're sort of like,
I think it would be fun almost to have either like we took it answering for each other,
right,
or we had someone else, we had like a friend take ours and answer it for us.
I think it would be interesting, like if I answered for you and you answered for me.
Yeah.
What? Like,
to see how different they would be.
If they would be different at all. You never know.
Yeah, they could be very similar.
Because even if you put, like, you were just a few different answers, they might not be enough to, like, fully... Because, like, some of those, I'm sure, like, how you answered and how I think you would answer are the same.
Yeah. It's just funny to think about, because, like, some of those questions, like we said, when you read it, and you're just like, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
Well, it's just your perception of...
I think that when it's BuzzFeed quizzes, too, that do that shit, where it's like...
My friends
your friends are best describe you as this. And it's like, I don't know.
But but that's also, like, part of the thing. Like, how do you think people perceive you?
Well, and that's the thing, is I'm looking at that question through the lens of someone who has anxiety and has very low self-esteem. So, like, immediately in my mind, I'm like, if you're asking me honestly, I think they're thinking something worse. So I'm going to, like, on, especially this one, I answered a little more truthfully. Like, on a BuzzFeed one, I'm like, I'm going to answer what I would like them to answer.
Yeah. Well, and that's also, like, part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, how, but, like, even within your results, I'm sure there's, like, parts where it said, like, oh, people's perception of you is important, or like you strive for people to have a positive view of you.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of answered in the quiz.
Yeah.
Because one of the questions is, like, you prefer or whatever for people to make, like, a good first impression. You're very concerned about it. But yeah, that was fun. More accurate to myself. Reading those descriptors more
Yeah.
accurate to myself than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was
But next
not
week,
like, oh, spot on, but like I thought it was good. They were good results.
next week we are going to do the love language test.
We'll do the same thing where we try to guess.
Yeah, we will do the same. We'll read off what they are for those that don't know, and then we'll write our guesses down. I have, I don't know off the top of my head. I think I have a pretty good guess at what my own are.
I know what I would guess for you and for me.
I don't know them like and what the descript like where their
'Cause I know
descriptors are, like the
it's-
definitions of them. I know what they are.
Quality time, physical touch,
Yeah.
words of affirmation, gift giving, acts of service.
Well, don't they give you?
And it'll say like,
Or no, I think doesn't it tell you like this is like
it's what
people like you receiving and
Yes.
also you giving, like it gives you both ways
I
of the
think
street.
so. I think it's like,
I'm pretty sure it does.
so I like to show love by doing this, and I
Yeah.
like to receive love by doing
Yes.
this, because like
Yeah.
they are oddly different. Like,
Yeah.
your mind thinks that like they would be the same. Like, oh, it's not. Like, my love language is physical touch.
Yeah.
But like how I like to receive love may be physical touch, but how I want to give love could be different. Like,
Yeah.
and or they might be the same, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
and I think
I don't remember like
it puts them in a rank
hard because we took it.
before we were married.
That was a while ago at this point.
And I do think these are also things that fluctuate too.
Yes, definitely.
Like, as you're, like, if you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, with, like, you've been in one for a long time, your own age.
It would have been funny if we would have had the results from before. To then take it again.
Yeah.
I'm still kicking myself in the ass that I don't have that.
I think mine was
test from when I was in college.
I don't think it was physical touch, but I'm pretty sure it was like words of affirmation. And maybe acts of service.
I have no idea. I have no recollection of that whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But yeah, so that'll be next week. And then the following week, I've really mulled over my head whether or not I wanted to do this because I think it's going to be super fucking hard. But I'll just say it now and make it concrete. I think I want to do... So we did me matching people to their favorite movies.
Oh, God, I got to collect more of these things?
I think I want to do matching our friends to their favorite TV shows. So I think music's going to be too hard. Because
I think TV shows is going to also be hard.
Well, TV shows, I think I could maybe.
You didn't do great with the movies. So
I got about half.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I looked at the list after the fact because I thought I did horribly. And then when I counted out how many there were and how many I got right, I think it's under half, but it's not that
Am
far
I asking
under
the same
half.
People?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just look at the list of who.
Yeah, I have it saved in that
I mean, I'm sure could
portfolio thing that I have.
I could figure it out.
Yeah, I have both my handwritten
it's
list,
harder
your
for me
typed
than
up
it
one.
is for you.
Why?
Because I gotta text all these people, and then they always come in like all awkward chunks, and I have to write them down. And
but in terms of what you're doing, like in terms of playing the game, it's harder for me. In terms of preparing for it, it's harder for you. But in terms of playing the actual game, it's harder for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought music's too hard because music is TV is broad, but music is way too broad. And I do listen to all types of music, but I'm also very aware that there's a lot of music I'm not fully aware of. So there could be artists that people are putting out there I don't know a fucking clue who that is. I don't know what this person sounds like.
Yeah.
Whereas TV shows, I think I have a pretty good handle. That's also more my thought. Because there weren't a lot of movies that I came across where I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, are there going to be more or less TV shows where I'm like, I don't know what, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that is. What will trip me up
Is how many people say The Office.
Well, that will trip me up, but you have 3, so I can kind of work with the other 2. What will trip me up is like reality shows.
Oh.
Because I don't run in those circles. I'm not involved in that world
I don't know.
at all. So like if I got like a lot of people throwing them out there, and depending on what they are, like to try and match like Vanderpump Rules or like Real Housewives, like to try Love is Blind, stuff like that. Like to try and match the type of reality show then to the person, I think would be hard.
We'll find out.
Ideally, what I would like, so what Smosh just did was so now Shane has done movies, TV shows, video games, books, and music. Yeah, I think that's the 5 that he's done. The latest episode was the cast guessing his. And the way they did it was he made a list of his top 10. You guessed, before seeing the list, they guessed 3. Then it would come up, so they have it on a screen, and then they also have it like you're hitting it. You're seeing it, but then they have it in the background for people on YouTube to see. You then, after you're done guessing, your answers are locked in. They then see this is his top 10. If you got any of them, it was 1 point.
Okay.
And then the next slide were his top 3. If you got one of those, it was 2 points. So you got like an extra point for having in the top 3. I would love to do that.
That would be, well, I guess not.
For me. Not for everybody else. It'd be people doing it for me.
Yeah, but then again, I'd have to text everyone 10 movies.
No, because it would be...
Or I'd have to text everyone and say, send me your 3 that you think are Brian's favorite.
No, because I wouldn't do the whole thing. I would just have like you... It would be a day where like you, Andrew, maybe Julie, like whoever. But it would be one... Like they did groups of 2. And I'm sure they filmed them at different times. I would just do like either all of you collectively.
Yeah.
Or like just find a day to do it. And then like I film your guesses. And then I film Andrew's. Like I could have it that way, but I also did like the idea of the teams, but I don't know. Like I'm not sure this isn't like a I don't need to make a big production out of it.
Yeah.
Like, so I would hope to I want to do that in the future. And there, I think for me, like I'm not going to do video games, but I probably could do it for myself because I don't play a lot of video games. So it wouldn't be hard, I think, to narrow down my top 3 favorites for people.
Yeah, but you'd have to do 10 if you want.
But again, not hard. Because they're all what I play falls into like
but you would
2 franchises.
That would no. You can't do that one for you. You need to do something like movies or
Well, I would do movies, I would do TV shows.
Yeah, you would have to do something like that.
But I mean to do like more than one category. And more than 2. I think video games would be easy. I'm not doing books because I don't.
You don't read.
I do, but I don't know that
don't.
I have. I do, but I don't know that I have 10 books that I'm like, these are my favorite.
Are there
books.
10 books that you've read?
Yes. I know how to read.
I'm not saying you don't know how to read. I'm just saying you don't. You don't. You're not like, oh,
I'm not saying you don't know how to read. Just you don't.
You don't read. Like you're not like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna sit right here and read this book.
We know what you're implying.
That you're illiterate. That's what I'm implying. You don't, in fact, know how to read. You don't know how to read. Whoops, sorry about that scratch.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think I could make video games work.
Yeah, but it's just gonna be like Mario Party, Mario Party, Mario Party, Mario Party.
It's easy then.
Mario
That's what I mean. That would be your easiest one because it's a very limited choice.
That N64, no, the GameCube baseball.
GameCube
Ken Griffey Jr.
baseball. That was on the first of all. Ken Griffey Jr.'s video game was on the PlayStation 2, number 1.
Oh, what did we play? We played a baseball game. I thought it was on the GameCube. In Phoenixville.
We played a baseball game?
Mm-hmm.
Backyard baseball with the
yeah.
little kids?
Yeah.
That was on the GameCube, yes.
Yeah.
And there's backyard football.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some sleepers. I'm not going to give them away. There are some sleepers that people would not guess that are in my top 10. But there are games that I couldn't tell you that I've played them in years, but I loved them when I played them. But we could definitely do that because 10 movies for me is not hard. 10 TV shows for me is not hard. I mean, whittling them down to 10 and then whittling them down to 3 is difficult. But Shane's was very disappointing to me because he had Game of Thrones in his top 10 TV shows. Breaking Bad was not in there. And he talks about Breaking Bad a lot. But then when they revealed his top 3, Game of Thrones was also in his top 3. And I don't know that I can respect someone. I'll give you top 10. Because it was a decent show for a good chunk of time. But how horrible the last 2 seasons were. For someone to say, oh, that's in my top 3 shows of all time. Shame on you. Like,
so I get maybe he just loved it so much. He was just willing to.
Well, that's what I've seen. Like, when I had conversations online about it after the final season aired, there were lots of people that are like still like, well, you can't deny like what the show was for
Don't
so long.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, like.
And it's like I can. There was a time in my life where I thought The Walking Dead was a top tier show, and then it all went to shit. I no longer think The Walking Dead is a top tier show. Like,
yeah,
when you have shows like Breaking Bad that for me were never bad.
Yeah, that
Better Call Saul was never bad.
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy was never bad. Did it get slow at some points? Yes, but it was never bad.
But
same thing with Stranger Things. I don't care what anybody says. Season 3 was horrible.
It was season 2.
No, it was season 3. Season 1.
He's underground.
They go to the Upside Down.
Oh yeah, season 3
season
where he's got
2, Will is possessed.
Yeah.
Season 3 is where Dustin's got his imaginary girlfriend for every episode except the final episode. And it's the awful Coke product placement with just a blatant Coke commercial.
New Coke.
The horrible timing of everything. It was just, season 3 was awful.
But they turned it around.
Season 4 was good. I liked season 4. I don't know what happened in season 3. I don't know if they were writing another, like, something else that distracted them. I don't know. But season 3 was not good. And that is a hill I will die on. But yeah, there's not really, I mean, Dexter was horrible for a long time. But I'm now watching, like, Curb Your Enthusiasm's good. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I haven't finished it yet. But anyways, so we can look forward to that at some point in the coming future. I'm still going to try to do the trivia show at some point. But that's another logistical I have to work out to have more than just you. Because a one-person trivia show is
I won.
Not entertaining.
It might be, depending on how good or bad I do.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter because then it's just like it's just a test. It's not really a quiz show. It's just
I both won and lost.
It's just me asking you questions and you either going, I don't know, or like this is the answer. I did think because my initial thought was just to do like we do in the summer, where it's just like bar trivia kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought like, should I do more? Depending on who the guest is, like have a more focused, like instead of just general knowledge, like this person's really into sports, like a sports category, almost do it like, I probably wouldn't do it Jeopardy style. I guess I could, but almost like if you did it that format, like you'd have a sports category, a movies category, like whatever, find out what the guests like. I'm really good in this area.
Yeah. So then they at least have like you're definitely going to know these. Or
so
like,
it's not just like left field bonkers fucking questions that
Yeah.
everyone's like, I have no idea.
right.
But yeah, so that's some stuff you guys can look forward to in the coming future. Outside of that, we got nothing left. So thank you for joining us on this revised episode of the Friendship Key podcast, where we did it correctly this time and put a little more effort into it. Yeah. We love you, and as always, thank you for being a friend.